What is up, podheads? Today we got another Soundqubed. Today this is the BGS-CX 64 Slim. This is another horn-loaded type coaxial speaker. Paper cone and that cool little Q horn on it. These come in at $199 a pair and 150 watts RMS. Let's take a look at the data and see what these things do. In order to limit the low-end distortion of this speaker, I set a high-pass crossover of 130 hertz. Frequency response for this speaker, looking at the low end, it'll play down to about 150, 160 hertz, and all the way up to about 16K. The overall frequency response for this speaker is a little odd. The mid-range frequencies stay fairly flat and very well maintained. The tweeter and the high end starts taking over about 1800 with a rise of about 15-16 decibels over the mid-range. So this is a very hot high-end playing speaker. Looking at this speaker at 110 decibels, it requires about 12 watts to get there. I did not test the tweeter at these additional volumes simply because I do not want to blow the tweeter. But distortion at 110 decibels stays fairly well maintained, under 5%. So this is a very good playing speaker at moderate volumes. Giving it 100 watts of power, distortion does stay very well maintained, again under 10%, except for the lower frequency, so you may need to set a higher pass crossover of about 160 hertz. Output at 100 watts for the mid-range increases to about, I'd say, 116 decibels, which is fairly respectable. Giving this speaker 150 watts output increases a little bit, I'd say up to about 120 decibels on the lower end. Keep in mind that tweeter is going to be another 16 decibels on top of that. It's going to be very loud. Distortion at 150 watts stays still fairly well maintained, under 10%. Again, going to need a higher high pass crossover for it, but that large dip in the frequency response causing distortion to look crazy here at the top end. So the Soundqubed BGS-CX 64 Slim, it's a coaxial speaker. It's probably designed mainly for motorcycles, boats, and stuff like that. Could you use it in car audio? Yes, you probably could, but for the most part, there are probably better options for a car audio situation. But for a bike or a motorcycle, I think this would be a very good, moderately priced option to get your highs screaming while you ride. Peace.